Hi, welcome to Kids Safe Divorce. I am Loren Burke. So today I'm going to be talking about something that doesn't often get talked about. As part of the divorce process, when do you tell other people? Because I have a lot of clients who run into this and feel like they've told people they're getting divorced, and then they had to tell them, no, I'm not getting divorced. And then they have to tell them, yeah, I am getting divorced. It can feel a little schizophrenic for you. Often my clients don't really know when they're getting divorced. They know they're in some kind of a process. They know they're heading there. They may feel that they need it. But as far as when is this actually happening, that's a little bit beyond them, and that's okay. So this may seem like a minor thing, but when do you tell your friends? When do you tell your family? When do you tell your work? Oh, fudge, I'm getting divorced. And who do you talk to about the process if you're still in it? Because getting a divorce is a process. It's often so much longer than the process you took to get married. And that doesn't even say, hey, you got married too fast. It means, wow, this is a longer process. People have to really think about this. Most of the women I work with consider this for a good 10 months to 2 years before they even come in and start talking about it to me. And then we are another 6 to 18 months out from them actually doing something about it. So if you're slowly going through this process, yeah, that's normal. People may not have told you that yet. So you're normal. It takes a very long time to go through the process of, do I need this? What's going to happen with my kids? What will happen financially? How am I going to do this? Before you make that final decision, get the lawyer. And then I've seen people decide differently then, which is okay. It's your process. You're a grown adult. You do what you need to. All right, but back to, how do I talk about this? Well, one of the worries is I'm going to tell all my friends that I'm getting divorced because I really feel like I'm getting a divorce. And then, wait a minute, I didn't. And now they've got opinions on it. They're talking to me about it. Okay, relax and tell your friends to knock it off if they're bothering you. If they're like, well, you should be divorced, that's not their decision. They can back off, and if they're truly your friend, they will. But you do need to tell them, like, wow, I'm in this process. I'm not sure where it's going. And I need support, which may mean just listening to me. And yeah, it can sound like I'm just repeating things endlessly. It really doesn't make sense to me, and I'm trying to make sense of it. And please listen, and if you can't, let me know that. We'll talk about other things. I don't want to hear how everybody feels about my life. It's okay to say that. Like, I don't know that you can say it every day to everyone, but you do need some close friends that are telling you what they think. But when you're in this process, it may get to a point where you really need to tell your closest friends, all right, I've heard enough of what you think. That's okay. So I would say have a few close people that you're going to be very honest with and let them know, right now I'm over here at divorce, right now I'm back over here at no, I can't do it. Or that will support your reasons for staying in a marriage that they don't agree with. Like, hey, so I have to do this for my children's sake, and here's the medical reasons why. I've known some folks in my practice that their children had specific medical needs that were not going to get served by one person's insurance or by one parent. They needed the support. Okay, I am not here to judge anybody. If you need to stay in a marriage for your own medical needs, for your child's, for your financial security, for something else, once again, grown adult, you get to make that decision. Now, other people may weigh in if they see that decision hurting you, but you also get to tell them, okay, I can't handle this. Balance it. You need to be able to hear that other people are worried about you. What you don't need is what feels like judgment calls on your life that don't have support to them. So think about it when a friend tells you something. Okay, so tell a few close friends everything. Let them know you're going back and forth. I would not tell people at work. And you're going to have days if you're in the divorce process where you really want to. You're like, oh, I need to tell everyone, make it real. Don't. Wait till you're actually in the middle of it, got a lawyer, you're in court, and you have to explain to work that you're going to need to take a day off, is what I would really do. It seems like people at work can be supportive. A lot of times it can be the source of your friendships. Also can be the source of some serious backstabbing, and you need as little disruption of your life right now as possible. So whatever you're doing, make sure that it doesn't hit your work, because you need that to stay consistent and stable, while a lot of other things are going to get upended. Divorce is a very disruptive event. And when I say event, what I actually mean is long, drawn out process. This isn't going to happen fast. Sorry about that. If you get a good lawyer, sometimes it can happen faster. I've also seen it drag out for years, even with the best lawyers. So don't think of this as, I'm going to be out of here. It's more like, I'm going to slowly walk out the door against a headwind. You can do this, and you should do this. In a lot of cases, it's still going to be hard, no matter how justified it is. It will still upend many areas of your life, and your social life, and your kids' life. So try and keep a few things consistent. And if you've got a job you like, don't talk about your divorce there until you absolutely have to, so that nobody can use that against you. It doesn't get disruptive there. The one exception to this is if you're married to the kind of predator abuser who's going to call your work and say weird things to them, trying to get you fired. At that point, sorry, you're going to have to tell them. And you're going to have to be very clear about what's going on, and let people hang up on that guy. Like, oh, if it's my husband or somebody who's talking about me, can we all please have permission to hang up? Also the same with him stalking you at work. If that's happening, please have somebody walk you to your car. Please try and think about a TRO, which is a temporary restraining order. Those are sometimes harder to get than we think, but witnesses help. Calling the police multiple times helps. So do what you have to keep yourself safe. If you're not in that kind of abusive situation, if your situation is more about, I just need to get out of here, or he's emotionally abusive, financially abusive, he's not going to become physically abusive, then keep it to that very core group of friends. Well, but what if you don't have a core group of friends? Dear God, you need one right now. So if you don't have that, you just moved, you're in a situation where you cannot tell anyone what's going on, get one of me, a therapist somewhere that will be able to help you with this, because we're confidential. We're not going to tell anybody. If we do make a licensing complaint, that person doesn't need this job. So get someone who's in your corner totally, and that you have confidentiality with, that you can just go and go, this is what's happening today. Now, it's all gonna work out. I know it doesn't seem like it will right now, but really I've walked so many people through this process. You do eventually get to talk about all of it to everybody. If you want to, you don't have to. But for right now, keep it to that core group of friends. You're gonna go back and forth on what you're doing if you're not at the end stages of this process already. That's okay, that's really normal. You don't have to get divorced. I hope that this was informative. Please leave any questions down below. Like and subscribe. Thanks very much for watching.